Hi, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to episode 5 of the Inner Circle podcast. Once again, I'm your host, Hashim, and it's been an absolute pleasure and privilege to be with you guys along the journey. Joining me, producer Guj in the background. Guj.
How's it going, people?
Welcome. Thank you very much. The man without the faceless man, I should say, every time. But it's great to be back here with yet another episode and another fantastic guest who's joining me on the sofa. And we're here to talk about beauty, fashion and lifestyle. So joining me today is Aman known as Taur Beauty online. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Thank you very much for joining me.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Pleasure. And it's great to obviously see you off of my TikTok screen in front of me now.
Oh, thank you.
So just for the viewers out there, we're going to get straight into it. We're not going to waste any time.
Yeah.
So it's fantastic to see your presence online. You know, you've built a huge brand for yourself and you've become so influential, especially amongst women. You know, starting off from what we've discussed, obviously you were previously in the makeup industry to then now going into beauty and lifestyle influencing, making videos, content creation.
Yeah.
So it's been great to see your journey.
Oh, thank you.
So let's rewind.
Yeah.
Let's tell everybody a little bit about who you are.
Yeah.
How did Taur Beauty come around? Why Taur Beauty?
Yeah.
And tell us a little bit about you.
Okay, so it just started from, I like to share a bit about my life. So I got married. I always was into a bit of YouTube. So I've actually been around for over 10 years. And I started off with a little YouTube account and started just doing vlogs on there. So I used to just love sharing things. Taur Beauty came from literally, so 4 is my lucky number. And then I just took my name, my husband's name.
Yeah.
It's so cheesy. And then took 4 letters out and then kind of just placed them around and came up with Taur.
Okay.
And then Taur was like my little brand name. So I used to do a little side hustle to, learn to drive, get by life. So I used to tutor kids. Mm-hmm. So it was Taur Tuition.
Oh, wow. So you built a whole brand around everything.
And then it just went to Taur Beauty and then just started from an Instagram account. And then COVID happened. TikTok came around, posted a couple of stupid videos. They went viral. And then I just took my passion, which was makeup and lifestyle, took it onto TikTok, and then it just grew from there.
Amazing. So how long, so you've been in the industry, you'd say probably about, circa 10 years?
Yeah.
Okay. And how have you found like the industry develop post-COVID?
It's grown a lot post-COVID. Pre-COVID, I think it was all about the quality. So if you had the quality, you were big. But post-COVID, I think anyone who's got the confidence can just grow. And it's just growth on growth.
So what made you get into all this?
That's it. I just loved sharing my life. And then I think I'm Leo. So I'm out there.
I have to ask, because, a lot of people find it difficult to share their life online. Especially with the whole privacy thing. They don't want to let too many people know their secrets or dirty laundry, as they say, But how have you felt comfortable? How did you get yourself to that comfort level of feeling like I can show everybody everything about what I do in life?
Yeah, so I used to watch a lot of YouTube videos and Instagram, TikToks like you do. And I used to just watch people and I just saw this beautiful aesthetic life. And I used to look at them and honestly, I used to feel sad about my own life. And I used to be like, my life is shit, right? It doesn't look like this. Yeah. I don't look beautiful when I wake up.
Yeah.
I don't have my hair done. I don't look like this. My house doesn't look amazing and clean and everything. And then I just thought, why don't I share what it really looks like? And then when I started sharing that, a lot of women got inspired. And they actually felt happy. So where I used to watch a video and I would go back and feel miserable about my own life, I started posting the real, what real life actually looks like. And I realized that I actually inspired people because the people on the other side of the screen didn't feel shit that their life doesn't look like mine. They actually felt like, oh shit, ours looks like Aman's. We wake up like her. We have a life like her.
But Aman, was this mostly targeted at more the South Asians, or were you getting all women from different backgrounds contacting you?
I think all women. Yeah. So a lot of my target is I don't have a target, but a lot of my audience is South Asian women.
Okay.
But it's whoever it reaches.
So then, did you get any backlash from this? There must have been, because look, let's be real. This is unfiltered conversation. Brown people talk. Yeah. Brown people like to talk about other people because that's another part-time job of theirs. Yeah. But how did you like handle that? Because I'm sure you would have got some shit from somebody.
So I think I would just say, so what was last year, 2025? So my reels really went viral 22, I would say. So 21, 22, at the end of 22. So for 3 years, I had hate and backlash, straight up. It's only last year things have got better. But 3 years of serious backlash from my own family and my own friends.
Tell me a little bit more about the backlash you got. Like, what was the experience like? How did it make you feel?
Well, it made me feel horrible. I mean, I'd cry most of the time. I'd be upset, and I think the person who had to handle it all was my husband, because, you know, that's who it was. But yeah, it made me feel horrible. I think every day I'd have a video circulate. My first video that went viral circulated.
But what I'm trying to understand is, like, your videos are very positive.
Yeah.
So from what I'm trying to see is, why would you get backlash for it?
I think some of them are just the topics that I talk about as well. I mention a lot of stuff about, I do mention family as well. I talk about, so if a family member circulated my video, I will talk about it in my next video. And I will say, you know,
rage baiting family members, man, love it.
I'll say Flanna did this or that, so that'll be in there. And then it's just the topics I talk about. So I'll talk about in-laws as well. Yeah. I'll talk about my mum. I'll talk about friends. I'll talk about everything. And the reason I talk about it is because let's just say Flunny on the other side of the camera, she might be feeling or be in the same position. So when she watches my video and she's just gone through something, maybe she'll just take it and be like, oh, Mum, I'm not the only one.
Relatable content, right?
Yeah, that's it. So, yeah. So that's why I think people were like, oh, my God, why can she talk about something like this? Or why can she... Or like if I'll post a drink, I'm drinking wine. I drink wine. I've got nothing to hide about that.
Yeah, of course.
But it's like... up in here, they're just like, oh my God, she's drinking wine. Like, how dare she? So they'll just backlash on that video or something like that.
But how did it make you feel, though? Like, what was going through your head? Like, how were you feeling at that point in time? Because you had this whole, I want to make something of my life. I want to do something fun on YouTube. I want to get myself out there. But how did it make you feel that, you know, some people didn't like your content?
So, like I said, I'd be upset. I'd want to hide away. And then I'd think, okay, I don't want to... I'll even... Sometimes I was like, should I delete this video? But then I was like... My biggest supporter is my husband. So he'd be like, you're not deleting this video. The hate is what's going to make you grow. So leave this. You've put it out there now. It's gone. You know, 100, 200 people have already shared it. Why are you going to delete it for?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd be upset. I'd want to hide away. I would think of like, should I close my account? Oh my God, like I've got my life out there. But then I'd think when you'd look at the messages, when I'd go back to the comments and I'd see actually those hate comments, they're quite filtered. Yeah. There's a lot of good comments. And then trust me, it took me a long time to get this. Once you grow a following, you do have a lot of support.
Really?
A lot of supportive followers as well. There are the haters, but you do have a lot of your supportive followers as well.
So what kind of videos were getting circulated around where you were getting like, I don't know, like you'd get bad comments for? Like, what were you doing in those videos?
So I'd say some of them are just like, if I talk about like the in-laws or something, right? And I might just be, it's like some of them are a bit of a joke, and I'd say it in a jokey way or something. Those videos would get a bit circulated, or they'll like be like, oh, you're not a good daughter-in-law, you're not this, or just a general video as well. If I'm doing makeup or something, I feel sorry for her husband, or I feel sorry for her kids, or something like that. Or just generally, I think if I'd wear something as well, you know, I've gone on a few holidays with my husband, with the kids, with the family. If I'm wearing something, what South Asians would say, inappropriate.
Oh yeah, the standard. So it's either cleavage out or legs out or something. That's what they really talk about, right?
And it would be like, oh, and then so they'll be circulated.
Shut me on the...
Yeah, literally. And then they'll come to my dad, and my dad will be like, oh God. So he'd be like, oh, you know, so-and-so has said to me, your daughter's doing this. And he'd be like, but she's married in her own home. I don't care. Like, they're okay with it.
But don't you think, I mean, we live in the 21st, well, past 21st century, but I'm saying we live in the modern age, like right now. Yeah. And with that being said, like, everyone is living independent lives.
That's it, yeah.
It's not like, you know, back in the day, even Guj can vouch for this, you know, when they say like it takes a village to raise a child, the village doesn't exist anymore. You have to create your own village.
Yeah.
Right? and everyone's independent, and that's because I think, and this is my opinion and my viewpoint just from seeing everything online, I think a lot of South Asian women are now choosing to have an independent life with their husband and their family, rather than choosing the village, the original, the original typical Asian family. Everyone lives in one house. Everyone puts into the same pot. There's one kamai. Everyone has to, put everything together. That's kind of gone out the window because everyone's independent. They've now studied. They've got their own businesses. They've established themselves.
Exactly.
We're not a minority in this country anymore. So you must obviously have struggled a lot.
Oh yeah, mentally. Definitely mentally a lot.
How did you pull yourself out?
It's just had to.
No, you can't say you just had to, but
I have kids.
Yeah.
So I had to get out. So it's, how can I say it how it is? So like the real bit is, I've seen something's gone viral. Okay, I'm getting backlash for it. I've seen it like in the middle of this. Is like it's a true story. 11 p.m. I'm in bed. I've had an argument with my husband, and I'm in bed, and I've just randomly seen I've been being tagged in this video.
Okay.
I'm just watching it. An hour goes past, 2 hours go past. I'm just watching this video, people tagging. I'm like, okay, what do? I'm in tears. I obviously put up some settings so people can't tag me. But the next morning, I can't sit there and cry because I have to get up. I have to get my kids, get them up, get them ready, drop them off to school. And if I just go down that thing, then what can I do? So I just have to pull myself. And then like I said, my husband has been there. And it's one thing he has explained to me, and I've kind of just got this through my head, is if you don't if you can't take the backlash, then you need to get out of here.
It's true.
Because if you're going to go in this something where you've got your life out there, people are going to judge, people are going to have opinions, and people will comment. So if you can't take all of that, this line of work isn't for you.
But I think, it comes down to me and Guj had a conversation like this a few days ago where we're like, we started this podcast, there's a lot of chat about how we operate, what we do.
Yeah.
But we're tunnel visioned.
Yeah.
Completely. The Inner Circle podcast is tunnel vision. We're not looking left or right. We don't care. And then for us, it's like we are doing what we're doing for our brand and our vision. And for me, that's the most important thing because the Inner Circle is going to grow to a global phenomenon. And where we bring people like you who are influential out there online, like, good, you know where I'm coming from on this. It's a bit...
So I think it goes down to, like, this is obviously behind the scenes. People don't see how much work goes into a podcast,
100%.
Right? So it's... They don't see the countless times that we're sleeping, that how many times I haven't spoken to my family because I'm too busy editing videos, or how many times, like, you still have a day job in a radio station doing the drive time show, right? So they don't see that, he's putting in the hours there.
Touring.
Yeah, the lounge.
No, but then I'm obviously flying out. We're going here, there and everywhere. We're organising guests on the go. We're having to do everything. But the thing is, this is what I kind of say to everybody, it's entrepreneurship at the same time, as well as it being influential to other people, being positive, sending a positive message out to people. The idea is you're still running a business from this. It still runs like a business. And competition's great. Yeah. And it's a fantastic thing to have. It's healthy. But at the same time, you have to be, and this is my little bit of advice to you, I'd say as a friend, like, it's more, you got to stay tunnel visioned. Yeah. You can't care what people say. I think your husband's right.
Yeah. You have to, in this kind of line of work, you just have to look straight. And that's it. Like, you post something, reply back, engagement, whatever, and then after that, stop reading. Yeah. Otherwise, if you're going to keep reading, you're just going to fall into this hole. And main thing for me is I read and listen to a lot of positive stuff. Yeah. I stay away. I watch TV and whatever, but I watch very less TV. I try and keep focused. I read a lot. I keep my own space. I try to do that. But if you don't get yourself out, you're going to be stuck. But don't get me wrong. I do break down. I break down like every day, every other day when I'm looking at things, when things aren't going my way. But then I would say you got to give yourself the time to break down as well. Let it out of your system because you can't let it build up. So let it build up. Don't let it build up. Just let it out and then move on. But just stay focused.
Do you think it's fair to say that with the content creating, you should almost treat it like a full-time job? Yeah. So there's certain hours for it, whereas we treat it like, what I find in the past is a lot of influencers get consumed into it, where they're constantly checking their TikTok looking at
Yeah.
views.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, and it's got to get to the point where, okay, whatever you put out, whether it does good, whether it does crap,
Don't look at it again.
don't look at it, you know. And I think this is the problem that influencers have. Their mental health starts to get affected. They get moody.
Lack of confidence. There's so many things. Insecurities begin. There's so much like there's a list that comes from it.
Definitely, once you've put it out there, you can't change it, and you can't control what video is gonna go viral and what's not. You just got to put it out there. But yeah, definitely, I think locking off your phone is 100%.
It comes down to the bottom line, Aman. No one's perfect.
Yeah.
Social media has trained everyone to think that there is an aesthetic to be perfect.
That's it, yeah.
That does not exist. That's not reality. That's not how we live as humans.
Yeah. And then that's why I would hope that I'm a bit different. Because I'd like to think that I can actually say this is real life. It doesn't look like this all the time. This is how things are. And that's why I create my makeup videos. I do everything. But you'll see my daily vlogs. You'll see the mess in the back.
Yeah.
I very, like 9 out of 10 of my vlogs, you'll see me with no makeup and a little claw clip with a top knot. And that's what real life looks like. And I make sure I look how I am so that people know that this is what it is. Social media it's materialized in a way that this is how things need to look. But this is why I'd hope that I'm different and be like, actually, this is what it looks like.
So when did you stop keeping up like an appearance where it's almost like, because you look a certain way, they're expecting you to look like that all the time.
All the time.
But it's obviously that's not reality, right?
Yeah.
You're a mum of 3.
Yeah.
You've got to run around. You've got to do all of that. You've got to pick them up from school.
Yeah, it's not all glam, is it?
Yeah.
All the
It's
time?
not glam.
You know,
It's not.
Especially living in a desi household.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's not glam
chaos.
at all. It is chaos. And I think even with us, like 3 kids, it is chaotic. Trying to do everything all the time and trying to make everything.
So how do you make it work, balancing being a mum and an influencer?
So main thing is they go to school, right? So I thank the teachers for that. But I think it's just time. You've got to balance life. You can't be creating content 24/7. I batch record and then I do it on the go as well. So if I'm doing mum content, then that's when the kids are there and I'll be like, okay, today looks chaotic. Let's film today. Because I want to show people what reality looks like, right? And then once they're at school or if they're sleeping, and I have routine, I live by my calendar. So I have everything in routine. Kids sleep on time. I give them time. It's like, I know I switch off as well. So from 3 o'clock onwards, I'm like, no work. I'm not editing. I'm not posting. I'm not checking social media. I'm not replying back to people. This is my time with my kids. And then that's just how I kind of plan it out. And then I'm not gonna lie, dal roti saves everything because it's the most easiest food to cook.
Yeah.
Right. And then so just things like that. And then that's just how I balance it. But everything is routine wise. I look at everything. I spend a Sunday having a look at, okay, this, and that. I'm gonna plan it this way.
So that's how you balance it with your kids.
Balance it, yeah.
And what about husband and wife time?
So kids always
because it's important, right, in a relationship.
Very important.
Because I always see, I'll be honest, like I've seen like firstly you've got there's 2 scenarios.
Yeah.
You got the influencer couple.
Yeah.
Or you have the influencer man or the influencer woman.
Yeah.
So in this instance, I believe it's just you're the influencer and he's the man behind. He's either the editor or he's taking the pictures or
none of that. He doesn't like being the cameraman. He doesn't like social media at all.
Yeah.
So he doesn't like to even be on camera. But I'll be like, oh, come on. He'll give me ideas, but he won't want to come on the camera. So
you're not gonna hold a light up for you.
Yeah,
come on, man.
None of that. He'll be like, this is your job. You want to do it.
Yeah.
And that's how it is. But it's just we're very raw, and I've talked about this on my videos as well. So these are some of the videos that go viral.
Yeah, sure.
I think a couple of years back I talked about the 7-year itch, and I said I was very open and honest. I said me and my husband aren't getting along. Maybe it's a 7-year itch, or we're going through a phase where we're just like, you know what, like this is a bit difficult, right? What should we do, kind of thing. So I'm very, again, raw and unfiltered about it. I don't want people to think we've got the perfect marriage, because no, we argue. Half the week we're probably arguing like kids, and a lot of time. But because I have a routine, we have time every single day. So I make sure there's no child awake past 8 o'clock. Sometimes it happens, but I'm like, no. And then I'm like, that's it. That's 2 hours to ourselves. And it's not just, and I'm not like, it's not 2 hours, of me and him just cuddling.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you need to do something on your phone. I'm going to do something on my phone. Or let's watch something together.
Yeah.
Or let you
Presents, right?
Yeah,
You're just being around, get adult things done.
That's it. And then we're quite the weirdos, right? So he drives a lot. He's in construction, so he's dropping his boys off, driving the van. That's when he'll call me. I'll probably leave from this podcast. If he's got the kids in bed, I'm going to call him and we're going to have a catch up. Because let's be honest, we don't have a catch up whilst we're having dinner. But you got to find time. I've grown up in a Punjabi family, and let's be honest, in Punjabi families, the parents never really got along, right? So I've grown up with a lot of that arguments and, a lot of this stuff. So I want to be in a healthy marriage.
But I think generationally, it's kind of got better in a way. I feel it still exists, but generationally, it has gone better.
And you got to respect each other's boundaries and give each other privacy, have a balance, make time for each other. So I think it's all about balance. Really.
Yeah, because I do feel it's either it's like I said, you get the influencer couple who everyone looks at, or it's the influencer wife or the influencer husband or boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever you want to call it. And it can be quite difficult to manage because sometimes when you're like, you get consumed in this world.
Yeah.
In the social media world, and when you're influencing, when you're going to events, when you're having to do videos, when you have to do that, you get dragged out. Like you literally have to be out. You have to be smiley. You have to be happy. You have to be ready to go.
That's it.
You're no different to an actor or somebody who's in entertainment.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, it's like it must be it is difficult, but it's also good about having that line of communication with your husband or wife.
Yeah.
Because they need to know what they're getting themselves into. Because there's some people who are like, I don't want to have anything to do with this.
Yeah, that's
but
it.
I've met people that are like, I can't do anything to do with entertainment industry. Like it's so hard. Like I don't want anything to do with you or the entertainment. It's nothing personal. This just like they rather be a consumer rather than being actually somebody who creates. And it's okay.
Yeah.
And a lot of people can't handle having their partner in the limelight.
Yeah.
Because jealousy kicks in, insecurity kicks in. There's so many other bits and pieces that, there's too many pieces to that puzzle. But it's great that you found that understanding with your husband.
Yeah.
Did it take a little while, or was he okay from the beginning?
I think he was okay from the beginning. I think it's weird to say, but he actually gave me the push. It's really difficult to find a partner like that, but he would push me and be like, make this your work. If you enjoy this, do it. It's very hard to find that in a marriage.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult to find that in a partner. Someone who actually wants you to thrive. Because a lot of the time, what I've seen, and I've seen it, I'm 33, I've seen it in my life, right? There's a lot of people who will be like, no, I can't do this. I need to pull you out of here, or I don't want you doing this. So I'm lucky that I found that. But like I said, it comes with an understanding.
Yeah, of course.
If he's like that, it's probably because I thrive and push him in his line of work. So I think it's just an understanding, mutual understanding.
So from that, what's been your sort of biggest achievement to date with Taur Beauty?
I think it's when people come up to me and say, we find you inspirational, because that is one thing I never thought anyone would say. Because for me, when I still look at my videos, I post a video, I look at it, I'm like, oh shit, this is cringy, and I never watch it again. But then when women come up to me and say, oh my God, you're such an inspiration, I'm like, oh my God, really? So that's what I think is the best thing out there. I don't, I care about the money. The money pays my bills, right?
Yeah.
But it's that thing when people say it. So I never really thought that that's how I'd get. So when I'm saying I'm showing the raw and the unfiltered. So that was kind of my thought process. So now that people say, oh my God, we see real life, we find it such a positive. Or when they'll get a comment and they'll say, I was having such a rubbish day.
Yeah.
I opened TikTok, your video came up and I started smiling. I'm like, oh my gosh, I made someone's day. So that's what I find is like, that's my biggest achievement.
And just from that, let's talk finances.
Yeah.
Can you actually make a living being an influencer?
Yeah. 100%.
Can we talk figures? Not fully, but we go a ballpark. I don't need to know for obviously VAT man.
You could live. You can live a very luxurious life. Let's just say.
But is it all bells and whistles? Like, do you get a lot of free stuff?
Yeah, you do.
I'm being honest.
You do.
You get a lot of free stuff.
You do, yeah.
Okay.
Do you know what happens is as they get sent packages all the time?
Yeah.
Because obviously when we've done work with influencers and big brands, and we're doing the production, especially the events, you see all the influencers get their goodie bags.
Yeah.
And sometimes these brands are giving these influencers up to $5,000 goodie bags,
No
depending
way.
on what it is. Like, you know, when iPhone comes out, and you're lucky enough to be in that, your reach is really good.
Yeah.
You get the new iPhone, you get things like that. So, but
I changed my day job now. Telling you.
But it all depends on how much they're bringing in. Because
So, okay, Aman, tell me, what's the coolest thing you've received as an influencer? Coolest gift or coolest thing that you've been given?
I don't really know. What's the coolest thing? There's so much.
Okay, top three. Give me top three things. What's we give something cool, right?
Like little,
Prada, things like that. Or
they're just like Prada. That's just makeup, right? So that's just day to day. So you get the makeup. Oh right, okay. So randomest coolest things. Forget the makeup. I'm into makeup, right? And that's what I do. Most of my videos are makeup.
Yeah.
But random things. So a microwave.
Sorry.
A microwave.
You were given a microwave.
So that wasn't even.
That's quite cool.
That's not even given. I was paid.
Oh right.
So it was a paid. So I did an ad for them. So that mattresses.
Hey, what did you have to do with the advert? Like, open it, press a button.
Yeah, literally.
And that was wicked though.
Yeah. So we microwave. Mattresses.
All the Asian products, basically, right? Everything every Asian household needs. Yeah.
And the thing is, a microwave. I still use it till today. I mean, I love it. But I replaced it with my old one, took my old one and put the old one in the garage. But it's just random stuff. So makeup, I'd just say, is like everyday things that I receive. It's this kind of thing. It's just a random stuff I receive. What else? Like, I don't know, like a vacuum, robot vacuums.
That's so random. That's quite cool, though.
Yeah, so it doesn't just stop at makeup.
And these brands approach you to say, look, can you just please just promote our product?
Yeah, so I get to choose. So I usually choose what I want. So some of them, obviously, you're like, no, I don't want this. I'm not even going to, do this. But yeah, some of them are this. And then, it's, like I said, it was microwave. It's just like random things like that. So that's what I would say is like the coolest random.
Okay, what's the weirdest thing that you've been gifted?
I don't know weirdest, but it's like random things that I don't really know what to do with. It's like umbrellas or like random.
We know what to do with an
bags.
umbrella, man. Come on, man.
No,
You know you need
how
that
many
for.
umbrellas are you gonna have?
Listen,
right?
never enough.
And it's just no, it's just I don't know. It's just so many random things. I don't know. And then so my husband's not even in this like line. I don't even post him much.
Yeah.
So like they'll send him trainers, like random trainers.
He must be loving it.
I mean, he does. Or like he'll get aftershaves and things. Just random thing like that. I don't know. I really have to think hard. But usually I just kind of put things to the side and make goodie bags for my family.
Oh, so you're recycling.
Basically, I mean,
a goodie bag. That's it, right? You go. This person's birthday can have this one. You can have.
You know what? Next time I'm gonna gift me something. I know where it's
you know where it's come from, innit? It was a
do you
free
know what?
one.
I'm so spectacle because when it comes to my family, I don't want to give. I want to give them makeup, but when it comes to their birthdays, I really try. And even if I've brought something out with my own money. I'm just like, are they going to think that I
They definitely are going to think it.
Especially after this one.
Especially after the podcast now, where we revealed it. Sorry, this is what's happening. You get anything from Taur Beauty, you know where it's come from. But, I mean, being an influencer as well, like, let's dig deeper.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit more life of an influencer. Like, can you, what's one thing or two things that, you can tell us about being an influencer that people out there might be shocked to know?
Shocked to know
things people wouldn't expect, obviously, being an influencer.
So I would just say it's like, we've touched on like mental health and stuff.
Yeah.
So influencers, a lot of people think that we're just robots, right? And we just live happy, beautiful
fairy tale
lives. No, that we're actual human beings, and I think people forget that. And then I've had a lot of people. Another thing is actually a lot of. Let's just touch on family because I love this topic. But a lot of family just think, oh my God, she's so loaded just because she's a influencer, content creator,
natural
or whatever.
Assumption.
Natural, that's it. Like, oh, she's minting it. But actually, there's a lot that happens in the background.
Yeah.
And I think another thing is I've had a day job
What
as
were you
well.
doing?
I'm a full-time, so I'm a senior program specialist.
Okay.
So I'm a mathematician from background. I went to university to study maths. I do reporting for dashboards, and that's what my job is.
Sure.
So yes, social media does pay a lot, but there's a lot to it as well. I don't just post a video and that's it. You know, I'm making so much money. There's a lot that goes on. We edit. We're the editors. We're the cameramen, right? We're the editing staff. We're the cameramen. We're the one who's like sound checking everything, the lighting. We're doing everything. So I think people often forget that. They just think, oh, you're an influencer. Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
So there's a lot that goes into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's also where it comes down to it is they don't realize the hours that go into it.
Yeah.
So it's
a lot. We have to keep up, man. You got to keep up with the trends, the
That's it,
styles,
yeah.
everything.
it's keeping up with that, dealing with the bullshit backlash. We're not everyone's cup of tea, right? So you're gonna have states where you're like, okay, this is what I think is looking good, and then when it comes down to posting it, how many times have you deleted a video where you think, nah, this is gonna be shit?
Before I used to.
Right.
Now I don't.
Okay, so you just leave it.
Yeah. Now I
don't
think,
care about the algorithm or anything. like that.
No. Now I think when I've shot something like crazy and I look at myself, I'm like, oh my god, how embarrassing are you? I'm like, this is gonna go viral, and I post it. So it's just I did a little Gidda, like I'm doing my makeup Gidda video, and that's currently sitting on 1.4 million views.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, yeah, whatever, I'm just gonna post it.
But do you ever like put paid ads behind it or anything like that? Like
No.
Never. So it's just organic.
It's just organic, yeah.
Surprised nobody's gifted you a suit yet.
No, people do.
You know what I mean?
So some of them I accept, but then some of them, now I'm getting to the point where how much jewelry and how many outfits am I going to have?
Wow, that's the first time I've heard a lady say that in my life.
And actually, you know when you were saying like what other thing about like influencers, what people don't know. So it's like, you know how I'm talking about we're real people.
Yeah.
I'm a mum influencer, mum content creator. The most craziest thing, and I appreciate every single one of you coming up to us and saying hello, but I find it really strange when people touch my kids.
Oh.
So
fully you like pick them up and
like cuddle them and, you know, stroke their face and stuff. I appreciate, like I don't mind everyone saying thing. Hello, and I think it's quite cute, and I appreciate everyone, but it is hard to sometimes be like when my child just looks and is like, who is this?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, it's okay, you know. But it's like, when will, like, sometimes I do get scared.
I mean, that's not okay. Like,
so,
but has it been like a freak incident where you've like felt very uncomfortable with somebody around your kids?
So not really around my kids, because like at the moment it's just majority of women. But this was like a couple of years back. So my brother was driving my car and he was a little bit fast. So I think someone must have recognized my car and then commented on my video and said, you know, it's not okay, you've got kids. And they didn't know what my brother looks like, and they thought it was my husband. And they just went crazy on like the internet about how like safety and all this. So that's when I'm like, where does this stop? And then I became very cautious, because I do YouTube videos of like, I think it's happened a couple of times where people have like said stuff. So I've been so cautious about like what I should post, what I shouldn't, editing and everything. So it's like, and then I think, am I putting too much out there? It's a lot of, if I was just a woman, like a 21-year-old posting content, I wouldn't feel so scared. When you've got 3 kids involved, there's so much to think about. And I think this is what people don't understand. We're just, you're a content creator, you're an influencer, but you choose to put your life out there.
Tell me more. What don't they understand?
Like, that's it. It's like, they just be like, oh yeah, but you choose to put your life out there. If I choose to put my life out there, that's fine. But you should, there's a limit, right? There's a boundary. You shouldn't overstep that boundary.
Yeah,
but
because they don't personally know you, but they feel like they do because they see your content.
That's it, yeah.
But that's the idea of content creation. You're there to make things which are relatable to people in their lives.
Yeah, but then it's like, again, it's one of those things, because my kids can't make this decision. Currently, I can make the decision for them whether I want them online or not. But even if they're not online and I was to take them off or something, I just don't I don't know. People just have too much time on their hands.
Although nitpick at everything.
Yeah.
they'll nitpick at, like, if I'm wearing a white jumper, they'll pick at, oh, you had a crease there, you know, like, you know, just little things, stupid things like that. They'll pick up on, oh, one hair was out of place when you were doing that video, so you're definitely not doing the most perfect makeup tutorial. Like, you'll get stuff like that.
Yeah, all the time.
But that's just hater behavior.
Yeah.
But don't you find, like, I want to touch upon this as well. Good, you might want to interject on this, but like, do you feel with the whole social media rise, that this, with even with the influencer, this is no offense to you, but I'm just saying, do you feel there's people out there who have, like, had no standing, no talent, or no anything? They've just come into social media and have become known for, like, nothing, but just for being pretty.
Yeah.
Do you think that's important? How do you feel about that? Do you feel that you get questioned about that sometimes?
About what? Being, like, looking good on social media?
Yeah.
Or,
your aesthetic, your appearance.
Maybe or maybe not, because I generally, if I was to say it, I think I look like majority of the South Asian women out there. We all look a certain way. We have makeup. We kind of look all the same. So I don't think that looks has got. I think it's purely to do with talent. That's what I think, because I could just have simple makeup videos where I just put on makeup and then that's it. But I think the reason I've stood out is because I make the crazy Punjabi videos.
Yeah.
That's it.
Personality.
Yeah. So if it was just to do with the looks, personally, I don't think I would have got far.
I think it's because you do that, it's whether they like you or they hate you, they'll share your reel. Or they'll share it, and then it will be like, oh yeah, have you seen what she's doing? Oh,
yeah.
You know, and I remember I was speaking to somebody, they didn't realise that me and you know each other, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, she made a video about, and she's crying on camera. I don't know who she thinks she is. And then I'm just like, but you're talking about it.
Yeah.
So
it's true, man.
Who's the
People
mug?
Too much.
You're watching the content. You're talking about it.
Yeah.
And you've got something to say about it.
That's it. Yeah.
But that person might be going through something, and you know they've decided to share it online to show that the reality of the situation.
Of it.
And now you're talking about it. It says a lot about you because you're still watching.
That's it. Yeah. And that's what it is. You've got to talk about, like, I can, like I said, content creation and what we put out there, I think no one understands. I'm still choosing.
I think there's a difference between content creation and influencer.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. That is.
Because the whole influencer, in my opinion, it comes back to being someone who is talentless.
Yeah.
We're a content creator. You've got something to do. Yeah. Like, you've got something. Like, you being an influencer, in my opinion, it's great. It's the culture we live in. But I do also feel at the same time, excuse me, I also feel at the same time, there is a lot of talentless people becoming relevant for no reason or for stupid reasons. And that doesn't give a good message out there. Because you got to look at the Gen Zs who are growing up. Yeah. Our parents passed down their knowledge, their history, mother tongue. I can keep listing. Yeah. Our parents did so much for us. It's our job, obviously, as this generation, to pass it on to, for example, like your children, right? And how are your children going to pass your message down to their children? Yeah. So I think, you know, having this idea of actually giving people a platform where they actually give good advice and they provide information as well as, you know, a bit of comedy, you know, make it lighthearted, but having that sort of mentality is what's going to, I think, breed a better social media presence. I think. I'm not sure if you agree with that.
It's one of those things. It's like, okay, so we can talk about like influencers or like people who are maybe don't have any talent and they're going viral, right? But then at the end of the day, there's people, you're gonna stop. If you don't have talent, or if you're not giving a good message, eventually it's going to stop.
It will. But then what happens is you'll have people who've worked, qualified, trained, done everything, left, right and centre, and they'll get overtaken by other people who haven't.
I think...
It's true, right? We've seen it. We discuss this all the time.
I think it's consistency with that. I think, like, how many times have we spoken about it where you'll see somebody that's very talented and... This goes down to that fact. 90% of podcasts fail after the third episode. Yeah. Because they realise how much work goes into it.
But see, in this, I think it's someone. Okay, so let's just say someone's got an education, someone's got the training.
Yeah.
But they're not doing well, right? Yeah. But I think it's the way that they approach it. For example, like, how can you say, not everyone becomes an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Right? The entrepreneurs who become entrepreneurs, they're putting their like blood, sweat and tears into it. So the person could have the education, they could have the training. The reason they're not going viral and the reason they're getting overtaken is because they're taking the safe side.
Okay.
So that's like I would say that's like a job or anything you do. If you're going to take the safe side of it and you're not willing to take the risk,
yeah,
you're not going to get there. That's my personal belief. So if I know I've got a goal and I've got a message that I want to get out there, I am taking the risks of receiving hate comments, backlash, and getting all of that hate so that I can get my message out. I'm taking that risk. I'm not just doing my beautiful aesthetic motherhood videos to play it safe, because I would overtake in ages.
But do you get a lot of backlash and hate from other influencers who are in a similar field as you?
From mother influencers, I don't really think so. Not other. We've got this like narrative where influencers bash each other. Maybe they do, but I've not received that.
Look at that big story on TikTok. You know, the two girls. There's one lady who's been hospitalized. She got bashed. Yeah, it was something that happened. It was on the news over the weekend. There was a car crash over the weekend.
Yeah.
Two influencers were in a Mayfair restaurant over the weekend. Both had an issue with each other, were bashing each other before on social media. It was over a man. Yeah. Yeah, as it always is. Right? As always is. They were bashing each other on social media. What then happens? They get into an altercation inside a restaurant, leads to brawling outside of the nightclub or the restaurant, wherever it was.
Yeah, it was in London.
She got into a car. She ran the other girl over. The other girl's in critical condition. It's all over the news. That's people competing with each other.
Yeah.
Whether it's over a man, whether it's over business, whether it's over money, you're still competing with somebody.
Yeah.
And it's a very fierce industry, right? You must have had something where someone's giving you a bit of shit.
Yeah, but then you just ignore it. Okay. I had it. Like, I was pregnant. I was about 7 months pregnant. And someone on TikTok decided to make a video. And that's what I was talking about. Loads of people were tagging me in there. I got really upset about this. And,
what were they saying about you when you were pregnant?
So I just made a funny Punjabi video. And so I was pregnant, so I was in a bikini. So a lot of Punjabis and it was a Punjabi song. So they started bashing that video. So then I must have done a baby shoot.
Yeah.
And I was wearing a sari. I'm in the water.
Okay.
And then I was like, oh, is this better? Is this better? Kind of thing. And then that video went viral. And then someone just made a video about it.
Do you just get a kick out of rage baiting the auntie? Because I feel like you're just talking to Aman, yeah. You just the auntie, you just want to really get to them. You know the ones who sit in the community, you know, they sit together and they have a proper gupshup with each other.
Yeah, literally.
That's the Jugliang auntie.
The Jugliang auntie.
Yeah. And then Aman's their hot topic. Oh, have you seen that, Kuri? But yeah, that's it. So it's just that, but then what I did was I just ignored it. I just turned off. You can't tag me anymore. And I let it go through one ear and out the other. Yeah, I got really upset. But I think if you it's never going to end, isn't it? Like it comes to anything, like anything in life. I just think one person's got to stay calm and the other person's got to think. It will eventually think, there's no point two people doing it. And personally, I think this space is so big.
And with coming on to that, that's where you've actually taken where I wanted to go with this. Like, did you feel that being Indian, being South Asian, was that important in your journey of how you would showcase yourself out there? Yeah,
because my content is Punjabi, right? And I would never change it, and I love it. And that's why I always make sure I still bring back the Punjabi. It's a bit shit because the brands don't like it.
Why?
Because for them, one thing with the algorithms as well is when you speak like Punjabi, it automatically goes out of the UK and it starts in the Punjabi speaking countries. So brands obviously want more wherever you're based. They want to sell their product and stuff. And then secondly, they don't understand it as well. So that's it. But obviously,
surely there's a Punjabi working out TikTok somewhere.
That'll think that
Bunty or something in the back room.
And be like, yeah, this product will go viral if you speak Punjabi. But I think that's it. But yeah, I think it's important of where I did, like what I'm doing. And whether I secure loads of brand deals and make loads of money, I would never stop. It is what I'd been taught.
Have you felt any pressure to kind of like move off of the Punjabi stuff and do more English-based stuff?
Yeah, from my own family and friends. They've said it to me all the time.
Well, they say stop promoting freshy stuff. Is that what they're saying?
They just say, I mean, if you don't speak Punjabi and you stick to English, you do so well. And I'll be like, all right. And then a year later, they're doing it. So I'm like,
oh wow.
So I'm like, okay.
Take your idea and do it yourself.
Yeah.
Typical.
So I'm like,
it's like the whole idea of Asians and chicken shops. One man open a chicken shop, 500 open them everywhere.
That's it. So I'm like, I'll stick to what I know, and I'm gonna stick to what I want to do, right? So yeah.
But do you also feel like judged as well because of your background when you go into these non-Asian influential places? You must get some sort of like, feeling of being intimidated.
Not really. I don't think when I go into these places, I don't think it's weird because people outside of our background don't judge you. Mm-hmm. It's Apane who judge you.
Why is it still in this day and age?
I don't know,
do that,
but
man?
it's just there. When I've gone to events and stuff, I find like it's easier to talk to like non-Apane because they want to. And I'm one of those people. If I think you're really pretty or you look nice or something, I generally come up to you and I talk to you.
Oh, you're one of those girls.
I'm one of those, yeah. Because I think it's nice. Like you could just make someone's day. Maybe I'm too nice. I don't know. But
no, there's being nice. But then I think at the same time, there's a lot of, like I come back to, there's a lot of hater behavior out there.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a very toxic industry.
But then if you give out
toxic
energy...
Click and cult culture does exist amongst this industry.
But then it doesn't last long.
You got to get into the circle. Once you're in the circle, you get the secret handshake, and then everyone's like, always going to keep you there.
But I still think it doesn't last long. I believe in positive energy. I believe in manifestation. I believe in vision boards. Like my vision board right this second is like thriving.
Yeah.
I'm ticking things off. I'm just ticking things off at the moment. So I believe that. So I think eventually if you don't have a good heart and if you're giving off toxic energy, whether you're holding hands with the right person in the right place at the right time, you'll get it, but it'll be short term.
You mentioned a vision board.
Yeah.
It's from the moment when you started as a creator, did you have one?
No.
And when did you get one?
Like this is my third year of
having a vision board.
Yeah.
So when you eventually made a vision board, have you seen from that point how many things have ticked off?
Yeah.
And how many?
So first two years things didn't tick off.
Do you mind?
2
sharing?
years.
Huh? 2 years.
Okay.
Do you mind sharing what was on there?
So one you'll see on social media, like in a week's time.
Okay.
Right. So I'll
look out for it, guys.
So I'll put that anyway. I'm gonna do that. It came from my vision board, anyways. So holidays. Oh my god. So this was last year's vision board. No, I think 2024. I was gonna go to Mauritius. We had no funds. We had no. It was not in the slightest possibility for us. I put the exact hotel I want to go to. I put Mauritius, the exact hotel I want to go to, and I want to go for our anniversary. And within 2 weeks, we booked that and we went.
No way.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And how did you get everything together? Did it just work out?
Oh, got loads of paid clubs. And then, so then we did well. Husband got a job. I did some paid clubs. I'd kept visioning it. And then I'm one of those, right? If I want something, I want something. If I put my finger on it, I want it. So that's that. And then you didn't want to talk numbers, but I'll give you a figure.
Oh, lovely. I want to talk numbers. I want to
I
score.
want some figures.
Figures.
2024.
Sorry, does he licklo? You know what I mean?
So 2024, I put down, I want £10,000 in collaborations.
Okay.
And I ticked that off.
Well done.
So,
Smashed it.
yeah, so that was that. And then again, I had a pregnancy on there. Again, we had 2 kids. We were happy. We didn't really need to have another kid, but again, I put on there. So one thing I've always spoken to women and my social media does is PCOS. So I had PCOS and obviously we'd been trying for about 6 months. Again, I put it on my vision board. Imagine myself being pregnant and we were pregnant with our 3rd baby. So things like this, I do believe. But then there's other things which has finally got true. You guys will see in a week's time that, so maybe when this podcast comes out, you'll see it already on social media. But that was on the vision board for 2 years. Mm. But I could never imagine myself to have that. And I just never used to imagine myself. This year, I was like, I imagine myself with this. And it happened. Again, there was no possibility of this happening. And I'll talk about it in my content. It's coming. I didn't think about like this would happen. And then there's a second thing again that I just didn't think would happen, and even that's happened.
What were you going to expect from you?
I don't know. I'd hope it becomes like some sort of personal brand. But I definitely want to do more YouTube. So more vlogs, give you more of an insight in my life. And then I want to use this platform to, just like I said, build a personal brand. And if one of my things is I'd love to be a person who gives talks about motherhood and about how you can be a mother, you can be a wife, and you can still thrive in life.
You're doing the talk right now.
So we've got a question coming. Actually, this is from my wife Priya.
Yeah.
Big up Priya.
Big up Priya.
Hi Priya.
How do you find juggling being a mum, wife, having a good job, and content creating, but at the same time, how do you maintain a balance? So give everything your full effort, including giving time for yourself.
It's hard, man.
Yeah.
How do you do it?
It's hard.
How do you answer that?
Okay, so like, how do I ask it? Everything is scheduled, right? So I don't do everything on one day. So I'll give. Let's just say, okay, Monday morning, right? Monday morning, I'll get up. Husband leaves really early. Get up, get the kids ready. They get dropped off to their schools and nursery, and then first thing is obviously maintenance, right? I want to look good, so I'm gymming. Okay, then I try and make sure I eat clean, keep clean, and do that. And then obviously you come back, you do your day job. But then I also batch cook as well, which helps with the cooking. And like I said, dal roti is the best, right?
He keeps going on about dal roti.
2 days you've got that sabji, you're good. It's just that. And then
so
everything is scheduled. You spend 2 days doing content creation.
Yeah.
Right, and then you leave a day for editing, you've got days for gym, and then the kids are on a schedule, and then it's just like that. And then it's like I leave a day, 1 day a month or 1 day every 3 weeks. I'll get everything done, like my nails done, pedicure done, appointments all in 1 day. So it's all about putting everything in there. Amazing. And then it's also a balance, like you got to have a good partner. Yeah. So if and
that's what we were talking about earlier, about having that support.
Because now I'm giving a podcast time. It's because he's looking after the kids. So it's just about that. And some evenings I'll go to the gym because he's looking after the kids. It's we treat it. Some people treat kids like a duty. We don't do it like a duty. We're like they're our kids. They're just his as much as they are mine. Yeah. So he doesn't say, "Oh, great, I'm looking after them." He's like, "Oh yeah, you go do what you need to do." And then when he needs to go, he does.
Yeah.
But it's all about a schedule, like
there you
calendar,
go, people. Schedule your time. Good. Take the note.
Chat GPT. Oh my god, I love it. I'll tell it. So and so's got football at this time. We've got karate at this time. I need 3 hours for batch content creation. Can you give me half an hour to reply back to DMs?
Do you know what? This is what I was speaking to Amin about it. The paid version of ChatGPT is amazing. It tells you so many more things. Yeah. So anyone that is using ChatGPT, the free one.
So the free one's like a girlfriend, and the real one's like a wife.
Yeah.
Basically.
It's wife and mistress.
Wife. Oh, whoa! Don't tell Priya. Sorry, Priya.
Sorry,
but I mean, before we wrap up, just time has gone so quick, man. We're almost
done.
Wow. So time's moved so quickly, but you've been fantastic, chat.
Oh, thank you.
For all of, I'd say the ladies, because that's your target audience. For all the ladies watching at the moment, aspiring to be an influencer or aspiring to be somebody in life, what's your advice to them?
Just pick up and start, and don't look back. If content creation is what you want to do, or it's a job, whatever you want to do, just pick it up, imagine yourself in there, and just don't look back. Don't care what people say. Don't look left, don't look right, and just go. And trust me, you can do it. And stop thinking you can't do it. Like, how can I say it? Because a lot of people think we don't look this way, we don't act this way, we don't do this, or we don't have this backing. I came from nothing, and we literally came from nothing, and I've grown this way.
Yeah.
So you can do it. And then one for the men as well. Even if you want to do it, you can do it as well. But be the biggest support for your partner. So just if you'd support them, or women as well, if you support each other or whatever it is, support each other, you'll get so far. And oh my gosh, stop thinking there's competition. There is no freaking competition. Yes, there is. There is space for everybody. I have a 1 minute video. Even if I upload 5 videos, that's 5 minutes. If someone's watching TikTok for an hour, they have 55 minutes to watch someone else. I'm telling you, people want new faces, people want new voices, people want everything. And looks, quality, that's gone. It's consistency, and it's how much you want something. If you do not want something hard enough, you won't get it. If you want, trust me when they say you can like move the world, you can move the world.
And for somebody who's watching now, who's struggling in life, whether they're going through something personally in their marriage, they've just had children, or they're trying to start a business, or let's say, for example, they're just going through it. They don't know, they're lost in life. What's your best piece of advice for them? You
got to make the right choices. And the only example I can give is because I think like finance kind of rules the world at the moment. Financially, you can't content create. Yes, you can. The quality's gone. Those were the YouTube days back in the day. A blurry phone could take you anywhere. You talk about the same product. Talk about your daily life. Whatever it is that's stopping you. If you think your child's fussing around and is not letting you make content, your child sleeps, right, for 5 minutes. That's when you use that 5 minutes. You have to gain something, you have to give something else up. I give up my sleep to then do something else. That's what you got to do. You've got to make the choices. And that's what I would say. Struggle will go away only if you want it hard enough. If you're going to consistently tell yourself, I'm a failure, I can't get it, I'm struggling, that's what your life's going to be. If you constantly tell yourself, like, I wasn't rich, I'm not rich, I'm not like, oh my gosh, but I tell myself I am every single day. One thing my husband used to say is, if you're going to tell yourself you're not content, you're never going to be content. And he was content 10 years ago. Now I say, I am so freaking content. And should I tell you something? Every single day I'm becoming even more successful because I'm content.
Wow.
So once you become content in the current position you are, success will walk to you.
An amazing piece of advice.
Yeah.
But
sorry, I'm just going to quickly add one more.
We're running out of time, Goods, man. Come on, man.
One more.
Hit me with it.
Again, another question by Priya. Do you feel that as a South Asian creator, the public hold you to a higher standard in terms of modesty, like the proper good girl?
Yeah.
Especially being South Asian, what would you say?
I think that's where I kind of break the barriers, because I'm not that person, and I'm open to say that. I'm not your typical, I go out, I've been on holidays where I've shown my body, I drink, I openly drink, I even make my recent TikToks, I'm making pre-drinks, I leave my kids and I go out, so I'm not really the typical South Asian girl you would get, but I think
you're the new modern age, more like.
Yeah. But I think, you have this thing. That's why I get the backlash and the hate, because I have that standard that I should live up to, but I haven't been doing that. And I think that's where the backlash and the hate came. But then that's all what made me go viral as well. But yeah, I do feel like when I go out, I have to be in a certain way. I have to look this way. I have to do that. But then I think it's also my choice. When I go out, I look like a scruffy person. But I think
that's normal.
Yeah, if I'm going to constantly look glam 24/7, I'm not being open and honest to myself.
It's true.
So that's why I think people will always have this thing of how you should look, but it's how you want yourself to look. So I think, but I think that high standard thing, maybe it is there. People do want you to look like that. But then I think that's where I've broken it. And I'm like, I'm going to look and present myself the way I am.
Brilliant. That's brilliant. Amazing. Well, we just want to say thank you, Aman.
Oh, no, thank you for having me.
I'm very sorry. We could probably talk for another hour. But I'm just saying we're running short on time. But what we would like to do, we'd like to invite you back in 6 months' time.
Oh, yeah.
And we want to see where you're at,
okay,
what you've been doing, and we're gonna have another regroup. We might actually have a panel at that point.
Oh yeah.
I would love to hear your voice.
Oh, I think
I'll
be into that.
Yeah. We'll have a little buzzer, everying.
I think I'd love that.
I
love being under pressure. So.
Yeah, so we're gonna have a little bit of a panel thing going on. So we'd like to invite you onto that, and just want to say thank you so much for joining the Inner Circle. You are officially part of the Inner Circle now.
Oh, thank you.
So thank you very much, Aman. Her episode will be out very, very soon. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, just want to remind you who are viewing right now to like and follow us on our social media. That's on TikTok and also on Instagram. And that's the innercircle.podcast official. As well as that, you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel as well, the Inner Circle Podcast. You can watch our previous episodes from our other guests who we've had on the show. And it will be great for you guys to also like, subscribe, follow, and always comment as well, ladies and gents. It's always great to get that support. I also want to remind you guys, we got so many more other guests coming on the program, and we are just growing week after week. And we just want to say thank you to all our viewers who have been supporting us so far. The growth has been amazing, and the response has been great as well. So we're just ever so grateful and thankful to you guys who are watching us back home right now. But anyway, that's it. Myself, Hashim, signing off, along with producer Guj, the faceless man. And thank you very much, Aman.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care.
You.